Hello and welcome back to Antiques Roadshow. So I am currently I think I'm in Oklahoma. I'm not sure. At yet another Love's truck stop. So this morning I was in Denton, Texas, and where I met up with Jake and all of the mini mortems. We had breakfast. It was fantastic. It was a welcome relief from the 2 days of eating truck stop food, and I'm really had a blast. I'm really looking forward to spending more time with Jake here next week in Pittsburgh, and then again for the Denton after party. Then it was off to recycled books, and I know you're going to find this hard to believe, especially Jay and Brittleby and Glockensig, but I did not find a single book there. I know, it's crazy. So there's no real reason for you to watch the rest of this video. Just go about your business. You can just click off, X out, it's fine. Are they gone? Okay. So I did find a couple of pulp magazines. They had quite a few there, but I just picked up two. This was a science fiction quarterly. I believe it's from, I think it says 55. Has a Margaret St. Clair story in it, and a Mac Reynolds story. And then a Fantastic Adventures from 1952. Has Revenge of the Robots, but I got it for this cover of this guy hanging a little papoose off this giant bat. So, and like I said, I did not find a single book. However, I did find multiple books. And starting with, let's see, Call the Lady Indiscreet by Paul Welton. A graphic mystery. The Fix by Jack Usher. She Was a Willing Victim or She Was a Willing Victim or Merely an Innocent Caught in the Fix. Then we have Beyond the Spectrum by Martin Thomas. The cosmic war of the century where Earth's psychic powers battle the invisible invaders from the planet Nihil. They Came from Space, When They Came from Space by Mark Clifton. The spacemen attacked with Earth's own weapons, big bombs, brass hats, and Hollywood press agents. And then 77 Sunset Strip, Roy Huggins. The Spot of Life by Austin Hall, Two Worlds in One Orbit. Pattern for Destruction by Paul Daniels. You could damn Libby or even hate her, but you couldn't resist her. Eric Frank Russell that I did not have, The Great Explosion. And I always loved the movie My Man Godfrey. Eric Hatch. So, goes in the movie novelizations or tie-ins. And this one is for Mrs. L. Space, Captain Sea Dog. He fought for Queen, for country, and for the love of the passionate woman he was forbidden to marry. And then some more Brett Hallidays. I did leave a bunch of Brett Hallidays on the shelves for you guys, but I got a couple of them, and then I picked up a couple of the mapbacks. What Really Happened? Michael Shea mystery. And this one is Hot Cargo by G.H. Otis. They carried 129,000 tons of explosive oil and a TNT woman. The Time Dissolver by Jerry Soule. Space by the Tail, scintillating science fiction from Jerome Bixby, who, if you remember the Rolling Shorties episode, he was the one who wrote A Good Life, the Twilight Zone episode. And Ben Ames Williams, The Dreadful Night. Kendall Foster Crossan, A Year of Consent, a terrifying and realistic novel of the near future. And Brian Aldiss I did not have. This is Equator. At least I assume I don't have it. They were notorious for doing Brian Aldiss in UK would have one title, and then they would have a different title here in the United States, so I may already have it under a different title. Edson McCann, Preferred Risk. The company was a powerful, efficient, monstrous organization that controlled the entire world, scientifically regulating everything in life: war, epidemics, one-a-day food pills, and test tube sex, all through the use of its patented, terrifying human deep freeze vault. And this is Beyond the End of Time by Frederick Pohl. Or edited by Frederick Pohl. It has I'm not going to list all of these. And then I do collect TV tie-in books, and I have Welcome Back, Otter, the Sweat Hog News Hawks. And this is one I've been looking for quite a while. It's Mannix #1. I'd actually ordered this online and made the mistake of gambling on somebody that was using a stock image, and it was one of those drop shippers, so they didn't have it, and I ended up having to cancel the order. And this one is The Road to Hell by Hubert Montalet, a French Peyton place with an eerie twist of terror. Behind closed doors, there's an invisible witness to the clandestine acts of this deceptively peaceful French village, a pious blackmailer who unmasks their secret lives in viciously comic ways. Another movie tie-in. This is Our Man Flint. And TV tie-in, Honey West. They had a lot of Honey West there. I restrained and only bought one. See, I am capable of restraint. This one was probably the most expensive one I got there. It was $8, but I've never seen this out before, and I love the cover design on it. Into Plutonian Depths by Stanton Coblentz. These ones I actually picked up for Jim at Mystery and Mayhem on our last retro TV rewind that we did with that I do with Jeff from Jeff's Cave of Cool Books. I brought up the TV show Search, and Jim had mentioned how he used to have this book, but he no longer has it, and he wishes he still had it, but he can't find it. And then but I found both of them. I already have both of these. So Jim, these are going to use, so don't buy these online because I found them there. I'm probably going to see, I haven't asked her, but I'm going to see if I can give them to Andrea and have her ship them to you, because it's, I'm assuming, cheaper to ship from within Canada than to ship there. But either way, one way or the other, I'll make sure these get to you. So this one, if he doesn't already have it, I'll probably give to Nick or to somebody else at PulpFest. This is Tombolo by Nicholas Ferson. This is a lurid tale and savage, and not for the weak-stomached. A novel of lonesome men and easy women. This is Magellan by Colin Anderson. I already have this book, but I think it's in pretty bad shape, so this is an upgrade for me. It's Barrington J. Bailey's Empire of Two Worlds. I'll need to check when I get back home to see which one's in better shape, and then the spare one will end up being a giveaway. So if anybody needs a Barrington J. Bailey Empire of Two Worlds, let me know in the comments. This is Endo Binder, Anton York Immortal. Okay, these are some mapbacks, but this is one that's on my list. Also on that same retro TV rewind, the other TV show I talked about was Longstreet, about the blind private eye, and it was inspired by the Baynard Kendrick novels, and I have the first two novels. Now this one is Odor of Violets, and both of those that I have are also mapbacks. So I'm on the way to collecting those. And then this is a Henry Kane, Armchair in Hell, which is also mapback. They have a huge, if you saw the post that I put up, they have a huge selection of mapbacks there, and it was really tempting just to sweep them all off, but I did not. I promise I left you guys some there for the after party, but there's a couple of these that have been on my list, so I did pick 3 or 4 of them up. I don't remember now. This one is the third one. Murder Begins at Home by Delano Ames. The Long Memory by Howard Loose. The Silken Baroness by Philip Attlee. The Girl in the Frame, a Brad Dolan mystery by William Fuller. And also there's still a huge section on the dollar wall of sci-fi. A lot of the sci-fi they had there, they're great deals, but a lot of it I already have, so but I did pick up a few mysteries. I picked up another Mike Shane mystery, Mike Shane's Long Chance. And another Earl Stanley Gardner. I've been picking up quite a few of those. This one is The Case of the Musical Cow. And in that haul in, I don't remember, in New Mexico, or was it the one in Odessa, where I found the Jules de Grandin? I think that was in Coas, New Mexico. And I have all these in this livery on my wish list, but I found another one, Adventures of Jules de Grandin by Seabury Quinn, and I still think I need one or two more to complete those. The Demon Caravan by George Surdez. Oh, that one is also a mapback. Okay, I may have picked up a couple more mapbacks. And you don't usually see, there's not a whole lot of science fiction mapbacks, but there are a few. This one's Invasion from Mars, Interplanetary Stories, selected by Orson Welles. And one of the Planet of the Apes novelizations that I was missing was Conquest for the Planet of the Apes. And a mapback version of King Solomon's Mines. Okay, I lied. I picked up a lot more mapbacks than I thought. Mary Roberts Reinhardt, Miss Pinkerton. So it's a mapback, and a nurse, and a mystery. A Nurse Adams murder mystery. And Kingsley Amis, New Maps of Hell. Okay, so Jake also told me about a little thrift store that had books. I thought he was exaggerating, but he was not. These, I think, all of these except for the hardbacks, I think were $1. The Resurrection of Roger Dement by Douglas R. Mason. Ring of Violence by Douglas R. Mason. The Time Curve by, edited by Sam Moskowitz and Roger Elward, but it has John Wyndham, A. Van Vogt, Clifford D. Simak, Lester Del Rey, Robert Bloch, Fritz Leiber, and Andre Norton. And another Earl Stanley Gardner, Traps Need Fresh Bait. It's one of his, what was originally written under A. Fair's pen name. Man of Double Deed by Leonard Daventry. SF novel about the efforts of the telepathic Keyman to save the world from imminent destruction. And Elmer J. Carpenter and Moonspin. This was just for that cover. John Jakes, The Planet Wizard, which would decide the fate of Galaxy 2, sorcery or science? I just got through reading John Jakes' Six Gun Planet. It's pretty good. It's fun. Edge of Time by David Grinnell. Another one, Across Time by Grinnell. The Space Frontiers by Roger Lee Vernon. Now that I say that name, I'm wondering if I already have this. I really need to start checking my database before I start throwing stuff in the basket. Taurus 4 by Rena Vale. I know I don't have this one. Utopia Minus X by Rex Gordon. And Kronk by Edmund Cooper. I could not believe that I found any there. And they had some other Edmund Cooper there, but they're ones that I already have. They had like 4 or 5 Edmund Coopers there, which in Phoenix it's usually rare that I find him. But the other ones they had I already had. So if you're looking for some Edmund Cooper, and this, I couldn't believe this was $2. But this is Shirley Jackson Hangs a Man for $2. That is an awesome find. Deeper Than the Darkness by Greg Benford. And then I did pick up a couple of hardbacks. One is a mystery. This is A Bullet for a Star by Stuart Kaminsky. Introducing the roughest, toughest, and wittiest sleuth in many a paper moon, Toby Peters. Murder stalks the sumptuous sets and glamorous stars of Hollywood's golden days. It's up to Peters, hard-boiled detective and private eye extraordinaire, to foil the bullet for a star. The place, Hollywood. The time, 1940. The case, to protect Warner Brothers' hottest property, Errol Flynn, from blackmail and perhaps murder. Was the scandalous and compromising photo of Flynn and the fledgling female a fraud? Who was littering Hollywood with corpses, and what role would Peter Lorre, Sidney Greenstreet, and Humphrey Bogart play in the novel's shattering denouement on the set of The Maltese Falcon? Bullet for a Star is a tale as fast-paced and as unforgettable as those immortal flicks shot on the Warner's lot. All who love a great mystery and anyone who fondly remembers the Gilded Age that was Hollywood will clamor to follow Toby Peters as he and Errol Flynn unwind the deadly intrigue that's riotous and heart-stopping by turns. That just sounds amazing. And this is The Masters of Solitude by Marvin Kaye and Park Godwin. I won't read all this, but it looks like a fantasy. There's covens, occult, mind sharing. So some sort of cross between, I don't know, fantasy, occult, and possibly science fiction. We'll find out. But it was $3, so. All right. That is it for this round. Excuse me. If you live in the Midwest, you're probably safe because my next stop is Des Moines to spend a couple days with my mom before heading across over to Ohio, where I plan on meeting up with Nick from the book Graveyard. I'm super excited about that, and then we're going to raid some of his bookstores and hopefully find some more pulps, and before moving on to Pittsburgh and the official start of PulpFest. Until next time, thanks.